Cut-on sleeves are really, really popular, and you see them in lots of different garments. There are usually a lot more fitting issues with garments that have a cut-on sleeve. They're super cute. They just have a few other things that you have to work around. One of them is that fact that you don't have an armhole seam to give you some contour and make it a three-dimensional garment. It's just a flat piece of fabric you're trying to shape around you. So you can't get rid of all the wrinkles, but we can at least make it a little bit more comfortable. And you can still have round and flat back issues even on a cut-on garment. This one right now could use a little bit extra here. You can see the neck isn't making it quite up to the neck where it's supposed to be. There's no seam allowance on this neck edge either. And you know, there's probably a little bit of tightness happening back here. It definitely doesn't have a whole lot of range of motion, but cut-on sleeves, you know, you're going to have a wrinkle. You can't really get rid of those. But we can at least give us more space through here and also hopefully combat, to a certain degree, the way that the garment will always shift towards your back anyway, because there's no contour except for the little bit you get at the shoulder seam. So I'm going to show you how to do both. I'm going to show you how to make an adjustment to give you more of a rounded shape back here, and to give you a flatter shape depending on what the pattern has or needs. And I'm also going to show you how to do this with a pattern that is on the fold or has a center back seam, because you have a few more options with the center back seam. If I was trying to figure out what this rounded one needs, I'm going to do something similar I do on the set-in. I'm going to just take a little slice, and we're going to need to mark our shoulder width. So while you're trying things on, don't forget to do that. Just measure across the back of your shoulders here and try and get this width here. That way you know roughly where the end of your shoulder is, because we're going to need that for the adjustment. So I'm just going to slice kind of up high. I'm going to show you how to do this up high and kind of down low, depending on where you need it. But I can't cut right along this edge since I don't have any seam allowance. So I'm just going to cut. So I just cut up to my shoulder there, and I made a hinge, so I cut this way as well. So now we have a little bit of a looser piece, so we can move it around a little bit. So let's secure this right here. And now we can lift this up, just like we do on the set-in, and pull it over just like that. And you can already see that that gives a lot more contour and shape right there. That'll help a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and I'm going to show you how to go the other direction, you know, overlapping here to make it flatter if you have a little too much fabric back here and it's kind of blousy or loose or just not seated very well on your upper shoulders and your back. All right, let's make these changes on the cut-on sleeve armhole here. So if we were doing this higher neck one here, remember what I said about establishing your shoulder line. So we need to establish where the shoulder is on the body there. And now we're going to draw a line from center back right at that neck seam. Same thing, because we're keeping this pattern on the fold. We don't really want to affect the center back seam here as far as the straightness goes. We're just going to change the length of it and add a little bit of space here. So we're going to draw a line straight to this shoulder seam here, just like that. And if we wanted to do a rounded back, it looks like this, but I'm going to show you also how to do one for a flatter back. And it's basically the same thing. We're just going to overlap it rather than spread it apart. All right, so this is going to be our hinge right here. We're going to cut up to this point on either side of the seam line. All right, so we'll make this one our flat adjustment and this one our rounded adjustment. So for the rounded adjustment, we're going to need a little piece of paper, and we're going to stick it right behind here, and we're going to tape it to the lower cut line, this one down here, just like that. We're going to continue our center back fold line here. We're going to mark on this center back the amount we need to raise it. And remember, when you're close to this neck area here, you don't really want to make this adjustment more than 5/8 of an inch, maybe 1/2 inch, 5/8 of an inch, something like that. If you need more than that, focus on adding a little bit some lower as well, because you don't really want to get a funky bubble there at the back neck there. All right, now we're going to raise up this little section here until it's touching that hatch mark, and then we can secure it with a piece of tape. And now all we really need to worry about here is that we get a right angle at center back, and we can double check that. And then we also need to true up our shoulder line. If you have a really significant divot here, you're gonna want to add some paper here and then redraw the shoulder line. It didn't change in length technically, and you can even use the front to draw the line, because most of the time these cut-on sleeves, the shoulder seams are identical to one another. All right, so we're gonna draw our points from neck and shoulder to armhole and shoulder, or hem down here. And then we're gonna add our seam allowance back in. And you can see it added that little bit there to straighten it out. All right, now we just need to trim off all of our extra paper. And I would always make sure, no matter what you think you've done or haven't done to the pattern, always check to make sure it still sews to those seams. All right, and there we have the rounded adjustment. And for the flat adjustment, we're basically doing the same thing but in reverse. So this time, we're gonna mark how much we want to get rid of below this cut line. So we're gonna make our little hatch mark on the center back still, just like that. And we're gonna pull this down to match it just like that. Sometimes you'll have paper sticking above your neck there, just trim that off. You don't really need that confusing you later on, because this is our cut line right here. All right, and now we just need to make sure that we've kept a center back seam. I can tell I need to just put a little piece of paper there to kind of fill it in and make it nice and flush. So we'll square up our center back line just like this. Make sure we still have a right angle right here, because this is on the fold. You don't want a little point at the back neck there. So the last thing this flat seam needs is to straighten out the shoulder. We've got a little bit of a hump there. And you may not need to. You may like this little bit of shaping that it's given the cut-on sleeve, and you can leave it. So we're gonna connect our seam line points here just like that, and then we'll redraw in our seam allowance, same as usual, and then trim off this excess, just like that. Trim all of our other pieces here. Now the only thing that we've probably changed, we didn't change any of our seam lengths. Everything should still sew to these seams that were intended to sew. However, the shape has changed, so the facing, something that lays flush with it, may need some adjusting, or a lining or something like that. So if you need to remake your facing, let me show you how to do that, and that would go for either the round or the flat. All right, so we're going to draw a center back seam. We're going to first draw our center back fold just like this. And now we're going to line up our pattern piece along this fold. And now we're going to line our back on the fold there. And then we're just going to trace our neck and our shoulder just for a little ways. Find that width of your original facing piece, so measure the width of it, and then you're going to transfer that exact same width to this piece here. So we're just going to go measure from the neck here out and get the exact same width. And I always like to make sure the facing matches to the shoulder, so I would lay it on here, make sure you have a nice smooth transition. And same with our neck and bottom edge here. These need to be at a right angle. And then this is the fold line here. You may need a little notch here so that you know that that is the neck edge and you don't think this is the neck edge, because back facings can be kind of confusing that way. All right, and then that would be your new facing for the new shaped upper back. All right, now let's compare what we've done here. So this is the flat, so let's lay it on the original. And you can see it pulled this down here, kind of getting rid of that excess. And then on the rounded, should be the opposite. We've just lifted it up and given ourselves a little bit more space there. All right, so now let's say we want this adjustment a little lower on the back there, maybe down here, closer to where your shoulder blades are. So let's square a line across. Now remember when I said you need your shoulder width, so find that shoulder width there. And now we're gonna square up to the shoulder from this line as well, just like that. And we're gonna put a hinge right here. This line should connect. This is gonna be our entire cut line all the way around, and that's our hinge right there. And I'm gonna show you how to do some flat and rounded. So let's do the exact same cut lines here. All right, so now let's make our cuts. And like I said, we're gonna do the whole line all the way up to our shoulder and then to the other side of that seam, just like that. All right, and then we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna measure down on center back here and make sure that and remove the amount that we want there. So we're going below the cut line for the flat, and we go above the cut line for the rounded, just like that. And now, same thing, we're gonna pull it down, and you're gonna notice this is going to do a little bit more of a visible adjustment here at center back. So we're gonna get this cut line to match at the hatch mark there. Like that, that's our flat. And we're gonna take a little piece of paper, put it behind here, and fill this back in just like this. It seems like we're adding a bit right here, but honestly we're not, because we're really trying to scrunch this down. We haven't added anything, it's still there. It just looks like we have. And when we see the comparison, you'll notice it. All right, so then on the rounded, we're gonna do the opposite. And we're gonna put it behind, tape it to the bottom. We're gonna draw our center back here, go up. I guess we didn't need the hatch mark there. We need it on our center back line, my bad. We're gonna draw our hatch mark there. And then we're gonna raise this up till our cut line is touching it. We could use some paper there as well. And now this time we're gonna trim that little excess away. I know it seems like we're trimming away stuff we need, but I promise it'll be fine. So square up your center back line there. We'll trim this off. This one you're definitely gonna wanna make sure that your neck here is still at a right angle. We can even lay it on the mat to see. It looks pretty good, but I would definitely be suspicious of this one right here. We need to true up our shoulder seam here. So we're going to connect our dots, which is basically our neck and shoulder, to our hem and shoulder. Draw back in your seam allowance there, and trim all that off, and you're good to go. Now this one, because it's a little lower, you probably won't have affected any facings, but it's always a good idea to double check. All right, and now let's true up the flat. We need to look at our shoulder here, draw back in our seam allowance, make sure, trim off this little bit here. We need to make sure our back neck is still at a right angle. And what will happen with this one is that it might make this curve more like a V. So you may need to round it back out a little bit and get back the right angle that you need. And then you can trim that off. Always secure all these little pieces of paper on the back, because some of these really small slivers will just fall right off. There's just not enough tape on the top side for them. All right, let's compare our patterns. So here's our flat adjustment. So we'll lay this one on top of our original, and we can get all these edges lined up here. And you can see that didn't really add anything at all, that little wedge, right? We just maintained it. We just pulled this down and pulled this down, kind of scrunched out that fabric there. And then for this one here, put our original on top. Same thing, we lifted it up there, and we've added that little wedge that we needed to make it more comfortable. So now let's say you want to do this with a center back seam and you actually want some contouring to happen right at the center back. So we're going to do the same first few steps. We're going to mark our shoulder, we're going to square across, and where we square across here is going to also, you want it to stop at that shoulder there, and we're going to draw a line up to the shoulder and then down to the armhole right there. And we'll do a rounded and a flat just so you can see what happens with either. Got something like that. And so now we want two hinges. We're going to do one here and here on both of these, just like that. And we're going to do one cut line across and one to each of these hinges on either side. So there's our round. This one's kind of crazy. It's probably a lesser used fit adjustment, to be honest, because a lot of cut-on garments aren't very fitted, but this would give you a little bit of shaping back there, and depending on the garment, the fabric, or the design, this may be really beneficial. So for a rounded, same thing, we're gonna add some paper back here, and you're gonna need to add it under each of these slits. I'm going to tape it to the bottom one like I always do. Fill in my center back seam there. Add my hatch mark that I want to add, just like that. And then now, when you spread this apart, you can allow this to get off center like this at an angle, and you can let this splay out naturally how it wants to do. And it does look like it's adding a lot in their armhole, shoulder area, but really it's only adding this little tiny bit and probably a little this way, and it will just give you a little bit more space that you might need in this little shoulder center back area. All right, so secure all this, and you will do kind of the same thing, square your shoulder, smooth out your underarm, and then you're going to add seam allowance to that center back there so that you can have a seam. And then for the flat adjustment, we're going to put our hatch mark below the cut line there. All right, so now we're going to pull this one down. This one's a little fussier. So we want this edge here to touch our hatch mark, just like that. And we're going to get this little curve right here. Add our seam allowance now, and you just want it to be parallel to this edge. Add the amount that you need all down the center back here. Make sure you have right angles at your neck and your hem, and you do the same exact thing for right here, and make sure you have your neck and your hem right angles. And then now you'll have a center back seam back here with a little bit of shaping. You can see that this would pull it in a little bit, like almost like a dart, because here's our straight line. And it also, it kind of creates a dart back there, which is great. And on this one, it's going to do the opposite. It's going to create a little volume. So let's compare it to our original pattern. All right, let's compare to our original. So let's put our flat on top of our original here. And you can see our center back seam is poking out from the pattern. We reduced the volume right here in the mid back and pulled it. And then we have this little bit of a kind of a dart happening back here. All right, and then on the rounded, you can see we've added that bit there, and we've also rounded the center back, giving it more shape there. Good luck with your cut-on sleeves. I hope you're enjoying my Fitopedia fitting series, and if you want to get more fitting tutorials, just check the description. There's going to be links to more, and if you would like a printed version of these mini tutorials, just check the description or look under the video, and eventually you'll be able to make your own little Fitopedia booklet, and it'll be a really great, quick, easy reference to how to diagnose and fit the issue that you're working on. So I hope you're getting a lot out of the series. Please let me know, like, comment, and subscribe, and follow along for more. Thanks for watching.